Casey walks in, he looks at us, looks at his watch, doesn't say a word, walks over to the cooler and pulls out a beer. Pops the beer, goes and sits down, pounds down the beer, just sitting there.
Let's get it. We back. Hey, like I told y'all, we come back with the reactions, back to back, back to back, back to back. But I know my back to back ain't been back to back how it should be, so I apologize to y'all. But we here today, so we got the Prime Larry Bird video. Shout out to you that was in my comments telling me to check out the Prime Larry Bird videos that he been dropping on the channel, because y'all know I love these videos. The narrator just talk about it and explained it so well that it just grasped my attention, and I know it grasped y'all's. Hey, but look, if you're new to the channel, it's your boy DtaeNoDinero here, out of breath, sports and more. So hit the subscribe button, turn notification bells on, and of course, like the video. I gotta hit the like button. Y'all been doing pretty good with the likes, and I appreciate all of that. So I'm just gonna keep reminding y'all to keep liking the videos so that we can keep bringing more and more and more people to the channel. Because these videos is gonna be getting more crazier, and the topics and discussion that I plan on having on the channel with other people about Larry Bird and why he was the best or why he should be considered one of the best is going to be really, very descriptive. I actually was having a conversation with the boy Sean from the other video last night, and I was trying to explain to him why stats really shouldn't matter. But anyways, I don't want to talk y'all heads off. Let's get into this video. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, they started off as a good way. Rest in peace, Bill Walton.
In a 1986 regular season game versus the Atlanta Hawks, the Boston Celtics were losing by 22 points at halftime. And in the locker room, the Celtics coach, Casey Jones, gave the team what Larry Bird called one of the best speeches I've ever heard.
Casey Jones got on us 3 times really hard. And that halftime talk he gave is one of the best I've ever heard.
And what happened next is why the 1986 Boston Celtics are the greatest team of all time. Because earlier in that season, on Christmas Day, the Celtics were beating the New York Knicks by 25 points in the second half. However, the Celtics ended up losing that game in one of the most embarrassing losses in Larry Bird's career.
Turnover. Sparrow. The Boston Celtics are faced with the fact that they have squandered a 25-point lead. The underdog Knicks
at the Ewing was a beast.
At the buzzer, but the Knicks win in a stunning upset. They were down by 25 points and they came back, and this is going to be one of the big comebacks we have seen in many a year, Tom.
The loss to New York on Christmas Day was something that was embarrassing to the players, but nothing really gets them down for long, and you have to do that over an 82-game schedule. You can't have those lows that are going to carry on for days, and you want to just keep consistent play and carry on.
If y'all remember that game, drop some in the comments. I know a lot of y'all was Larry Bird fans back in the day, and y'all went to go to his video, y'all went to his games, and y'all had season tickets. So if y'all remember this game where Boston Celtics was up by 22 points and then ended up losing, drop some in the comments, because I'm curious what happened. It looked like Patrick Ewing just went crazy. He just got hot and just kept getting. He probably had like 30 rebounds, 30 points, and 10 assists. Hey, like I said, y'all hit the like button, man. Don't waste no time.
Keep consistent play and carry on.
That loss demanded this team to refocus, because after that game, they made a strange promise to each other that sparked one of the most dominant runs in NBA history.
The team got together. Everybody said, okay, look, man, we're dedicated. We lost a Christmas game, a double overtime game to New York, played really poorly, had every chance to win that game. And afterward, everybody got together and said, man, we got to play better than this.
And one night we were sitting around very late and having a really good time. And every night after the games, we were out together.
Well, Bill, like after games, used to always come in the locker room and pop a beer.
And we all got together, and, I remember Bill Walton, of course, Bill says,
we're really close. We're really close to the championship here. How about we make a vow right now, right here and now amongst ourselves, that nobody will take another drink until we win the championship. And everybody goes, yeah, I'll drink to that.
We're not going to drink until we win the championship. So I looked at Bill. I looked at Bill and I said, "We're planning on winning it this year." so Bill said, "Well, of course, you know." And so everybody quit drinking, and we all got together. And from that point on, I think we were like 60-10.
The Celtics won 17 out of their next 18 games after that promise, but during that winning streak, they got caught off guard by a stacked Atlanta Hawks team.
Hey, man, before we get to this part right here, I just want to speak on what he just said. They made a little blood pact. No, I'm joking. They made a vow that they wasn't going to be drinking no more because winning was that important to them. And these last couple of days, and I'm, you know, I don't drink throughout the day, but I do drink at night. And at nighttime is one of the most important times of my day because that's when I should be, you know, doing a video with y'all and you know, editing the video and so on and so forth. Now, have I had the ability to do that? I'm not gonna get into the story, but just know that I have not had the ability to do as many reactions as I used to. But still doing content and editing videos is important to me. I do want to, you know, be here with y'all and you know, get back with y'all. So it's been a struggle, but for them to go ahead and do that, it be that important to them and them to be NBA players and have money and be able to do whatever they want, you know, whatever they want. It just shows how disciplined the Boston Celtics was. I don't know why I'm thinking about the Lakers. Let's get that out of here right now. Matter of fact, okay, it's gone. Anyways, so yeah, this just shows how disciplined the Celtics was. I don't even think it was Larry Bird's idea. So if it wasn't even Larry Bird's idea, you know, I think he said it was Bill Walton's idea. Man, rest in peace, Bill Walton, the great Bill Walton, man. You know, we've been losing a lot of legendary idols in NBA. Jerry West, Bill Walton, and another football player that died recently, but I'm not gonna bring his name up here because I know a lot of people aren't a fan of him. But yeah, I just wanted to speak on that. And if you guys have any story or could reconcile with that story, please drop that in the comments. I'm curious to know, have you had any struggles with, I'm not going to say addiction, but it is an addiction. Just not a bad addiction because it's legal, but it could be any addiction. Gambling, that's legal. You know, drinking is legal. Tobacco, have you had a hard time trying to quit tobacco? Drop that in the comments. I'm curious to know. I just gave y'all a little personal insight of my life. I'm curious to know what's going on with y'all. But anyways, I don't want to talk y'all heads off. We still got quite a while to go in this video, so
we're playing a game down in Atlanta, and this is how long ago this was because Atlanta was a good team, and they had Dominique, and Doc Rivers.
Battle trades it out right. 1 second. That's the game. It's good. Rivers hits the shot at the buzzer.
And Reggie Theus.
The outlet to Theus. Look at the antelope spin. Gives it. Oh, yes! Holy! And Reggie putting on a show for the home folks.
And Kevin the Penguin Willis.
3 to go. Willis to the baseline. Scored in a foul.
Oh, Willis with a great move.
Tree Rollins.
Hale Bird turns, has the shot blocked by Tree Rollins.
And all these guys, and we are getting hammered. We're just getting killed.
Everything worked well except the shot itself. Spud well.
Impressive.
Wow. Atlanta by 15. Right now
They had a squad. The Hawks had a squad back in
here in the first half.
Question as far as Atlanta's concerned
Bob
is, you know,
Cousy.
can they sustain this emotional high for 48 minutes? This is not easy to do, even at home in front of a sellout crowd. Pick a category in this game, and the Celtics lost it.
Yes,
well, Atlanta won it, I should say, because this is a good old-fashioned beating up to now. You know, now they're still shooting from outside, trying to get back into it.
Eddie Johnson goes coast to coast, and Atlanta leads by 23.
We're down 25 at the half, and they're all trash talking, and fans are throwing stuff at us, and they're going, we're going to kill you, Celtics. Bird, Walton, McHale, Parrish, DJ, you guys are all frauds. What are you talking about?
Loose ball foul is called on the Atlanta Hawks. Now Eddie and Dennis Johnson are going after each other. Eddie Johnson went to throw the ball at Dennis, and Tree Rollins is entering the picture, as is Randy Whitman.
Atlanta. They talk trash. They're up by 20 at halftime.
Yeah, that was
the crowd's yelling and all that stuff. You used to like that, though. You used to like when the crowd got on you.
When the fans were into it, or we wasn't into it, they let us know. Now it's time to battle.
And at the end of the first half,
now it's about to turn into the Bird Show.
For the red-hot Atlanta Hawks. They lead the Celtics 70-48.
And Atlanta had been waiting, I guess, about a month to just get us. They'd been on the roll, and little did we know coming in that they had this kind of emotion built.
Yeah, so let's see what's going on, y'all. Make sure to drop something in the comments.
Up already. They started the first quarter off and just ran us off the court. At halftime, we're down 23. It was not enough. They had a 23-point lead at the time, but they also had to verbalize. At halftime, Robert Perry said they're talking at us, they're slamming us, and then they're talking more. And each time he mentioned a word, it seems like he got a little more angry.
So we come in at halftime, we're just sulking in there with tails between our legs. We walk in, we're sitting in the locker room, and Casey Jones, our fantastic coach, the most like John Wooden of any coach I've ever been a part of.
Casey Jones got on us 3 times really hard. And that halftime talk he gave is one of the best I've ever heard.
Casey walks in, he looks at us, looks at his watch, doesn't say a word, walks over to the cooler and pulls out a beer. Pops the beer, goes and sits down, pounds down the beer, just sitting there. Finishes the beer, looks at his watch, looks at us, goes over to the cooler and gets a second beer. Pops the beer, pounding it down, doesn't say a word. Looks at his watch, looks around at us, goes and gets a third beer, does the same thing, and then he gets up, looks at his watch for the final time, and he says,
a lot of you guys have been here for a long time, but obviously you don't know what it means to be a Celtic. You know, the whole thing about having pride. You're wearing the jersey. And he never screamed or never yelled, and he goes, we got it in us to come back and win this game, but we have to do it. We got to dictate the second half of how we want to play. But once I stepped on the parquet, you felt indebted to him to at least go out there and try to do something special that night and win a basketball game.
Let's go. So we go out there and we're warming up for the start of the third quarter. And they got a record sellout crowd there at the Omni.
Sellout crowd on hand. It was the earliest sellout for this game in Atlanta Hawks history, and it will be the biggest crowd they've ever
10
had.
more turnovers.
The team comes out in the second half.
That's the huge reason why y'all be losing like
and it's a great game.
That's
it's a
the first.
bloodbath.
They scored every turnover that they
half
had.
and now has 16.
To get into when something goes wrong,
Bird started going
18
off.
points in the ball game for Larry Bird. Now Ames. They find Bird open. He winds up from 20. 3 for 3 for Larry Bird in the second half. 20 points for the game. Ahead to Dennis Johnson. DJ will take it all the way. Has it blocked. Bird comes up with it. The basket counts and it's fouled. Back play by Larry Bird.
Larry Bird started the second half by hitting 11 straight shots because he had the Mamba mentality before it even existed. Larry Bird once said, "I've got a theory that if you give 100% all of the time..."
And that's crazy he just said that. So he said that Bird had the Mamba mentality before the Mamba mentality even existed. We almost done with the video, so I know I'm still talking, but hear me out. Have y'all ever seen a snake go up against an eagle? The eagle's a bird. So with that being said, is eagle's a bird. The snake always loses to the eagle because the eagle always takes the bird up so high out of its zone, comfort zone, where he can win in the battlefield. Takes him up so high out of the atmosphere to suffocate the eagle. Now, in this conversation right here, we're talking about Larry Bird versus the Atlanta Hawks, so I don't know. But keep that in mind with that whole Mamba mentality and the Bird mentality. Drop some in the comments if y'all think I'm on to something. Also, be sure to like the video, and I appreciate y'all if y'all still here. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bells on so you don't miss out on no more of my Larry Bird videos. Let's get it. Silly.
Somehow things will work out in the end. Push yourself again and again. Don't give an inch until the final buzzer. And that's exactly what he did that night.
Into the hands of Dennis Johnson. Livingston is in replacing Willis for Atlanta. Bird at the other end has Whitman on him, a much smaller man. Bird, spectacular! Larry Bird, 24 points. for Bird.
Oh, Bird, not to be outdone, starting to put on a little show of his own now. Looks like an off-balance,
Crazy.
low percentage shot. Meanwhile, he got nothing but net.
He got 12 in the
And
second quarter.
Bird is smirking. He's got 12 points in this quarter and 26 in the ball game.
Don't turn off that set yet, folks.
You watch an NBA game, and nobody wants
Hey.
to ever take the ball out of bounds because they know they're never going to get it back. Larry Bird always took the ball out of bounds. The selfless sacrifice that was Larry Bird's defining personal characteristic, what he would do to make other people's dreams come true. He's going to take the ball out of bounds, and that referee comes, and the referee hands the ball to Larry to start the third. We're down 25. Larry takes the ball and pushes it back into the midsection of the referees so that he can't get away, and the referees are like startled and staggered. What's going on here? We're all right there, right in front of the Celtic bench. And Larry looks right into the soul, right through the eyes of that referee, and he says to him, "We're not going to quit. You make sure you don't quit either." The guy just like melted on the spot. Larry hit 11 straight shots to start the third.
Shout out to Larry Bird for
threes.
being a great
We were
leader.
tied at the end of the third. We won in overtime. We did not need a plane to get home that night. Larry Bird, you're awesome.
Strong comeback here in the third quarter. Ainge finds Bird cutting through. Larry fall away. Glass, 2 more. 31 points for Bird. Wow. 17 in this quarter. A moment ago, they took their lead. Bird in the lane. 33 points for number 33. Celtics lead 198. Parrish hits Larry Bird with it. 18-footer. Go! Larry Bird! 35 for Bird. And the Celtics have a 3-point lead with 48 seconds left. And what a comeback. Down by 22 at the half. The Celtics have gone ahead by 3 with 48 seconds left, Goose.
Down
He intentionally
22
misses that
points.
one. Robert Parrish gets the rebound to Larry Bird. Ball game. Celtics win it by 3.
What a win.
A great win for the Celtics here at the Omni in Atlanta tonight. And they're slapping high fives as they go off the floor. A marvelous overtime victory. The final score here from the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. The Celtics 125 and the Atlanta Hawks 122.
And we got out there and we ended up beating them.
That was my favorite regular season win from the '86 team, which was my favorite team.
Winner, we'd win a game. Bill would come in and he'd open a beer, and I was going, "That was the best game I've ever been involved in." And then the next night, "That was the absolute best game I've ever been involved with."
This game was the greatest comeback of Larry Bird's career, and by the end of that season, Larry Bird won the regular season MVP and the finals MVP as he led the 1986 Boston Celtics to a championship, solidifying that team as one of the greatest teams of all time.
They lost on Christmas Day after having a 25-point lead. They had lost 5 out of 9, and then they grouped together, won 17 out of 18, and the Celtics used Christmas Day's disaster to go on and win their 16th NBA championship.
Bill, was there talk of you guys being the greatest team ever? Did you guys ever have that conversation?
We had a great team, and we loved each other, and we loved the way we played.
Yeah.
We had it all. We had size, strength, power, finesse, skill, discipline, talent. And at the end of the day, we had Red Auerbach, Casey Jones, Larry Bird.
Hey man, shout out
We'll take our chances
to
anywhere,
1986
against anybody,
Boston
anytime.
I really appreciate these guys, man. They are the true definition of inspiration, motivation, and determination. They really did their thing. The way that they overcame a lot of obstacles and still came out on top without having all of that athleticism that people love these days. I just really salute them for showing the world how far fundamentals and basketball IQ can take you. Just simple as that. And like I said in the last video, these guys were all in their 30s Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Most NBA players retire when they're 30. They were all in their 30s. I'm talking about even when Larry Bird got to the team and some of these people started getting traded there and so on and so forth. These guys were at the end of their career and muscled up enough energy to just keep going because they really have a love for the sport, first off. They love their team, second off, and they love Larry Bird. But it's your boy DtaeNoDinero, and if you love Larry Bird as much as I love Larry Bird, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn notification bells on. It's your boy DtaeNoDinero. Out of Breath Sports some more. We out. Peace. Let's get it. Silly. But